Vernon, here we are again. It's the beginning of March and we got some amazing things going on. We're going to show you the ski champions this week because our boys won the state ski championship. We're going to show you some of the great things that are going on in Rolling Hills and Lounsbury because there's amazing things happening all over the district. And then we're going to show you some of the great things that are happening in high school. Now, there's some amazing things happening, but one of the big things is the team I have assembled around me, which is robotics. Robotics is about to go into its first competition. Its season has been running full tilt for the last 3 to 4 weeks where they've been here 12, 15 hours a day. They all look a little weary, but we're ready to win. So we're going to talk to the robotics team about all that's going on. I want to introduce a couple of people, Mr. Kiedes, Mr. McCotter, who of course are advisors, and they work with the students all the time. Mr. Perringer, who is an adult helper whose children went through the program and were leading lights in our program, right, Martin?
Right,
as we went through. And now we have our new team, and we're going to talk a little bit about the competition. So, Aaron, why don't you start us off? I know you guys have been spending hours here. Tell me a little bit about the process of creating our robot.
Sure. Well, I mean, I'll let them do most of the talking on Craig because it is their robot.
Good.
But I will say that we've made a couple of really cool shifts this year away from a lot of metal to a lot of 3D printing that they've been designing, and we're getting ready for this weekend down in Mount Olive. If you want to come by, they have a Maker Fest on Saturday and the full competition Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But why don't we grab one of our building captains here,
Great.
Mr. Ryan over here. Why don't you talk to us about the piece that we've got sort of in the middle of the table?
So right here we have our conveyor belt that's going to be used during the competition in the center of the robot. Basically, each competition every year has an objective that you have to fulfill in order to gain points for your team of 3, that you team up with other schools in order to rack up points. But one of the objectives in the game this year is to pick up to 5 of these balls and load them into your robot and then shoot them into a hole that's up in the air. So here we have a combination of both 3D printed parts and aluminum and Lexan with a scoop at the end, which uses wheels on the front in order to intake the balls, and then the conveyors and the plastic tubing on the inside allows the balls to climb up and then go onto the shooter at the end, just powered by 2 motors and wheels that move away from each other in order to launch the ball into the hole.
Terrific. Mr. McCotter, this is a great program that has grown in leaps and bounds in the last couple of years. So tell us a little bit about how this all came about and the name of our robot.
Well, back in 2007, we started a robotics club here. And it started out as a small little 5 or 6 kids putting something together. And over the years, we've grown to dozens of kids that are coming here, spending hours all time during the whole year. We started in January on this robot, and we've been working night and day since then. And what we're really looking forward to is how the team is growing.
Right.
Starting a lot of robotics programs happening in the elementary school and the middle school. We can see students now coming up to the high school that have gone through that, and they're already coming in wanting to be on the robotics team when they get up here.
Now, people have different roles on the team, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Different things. So what do? Tell us a little bit about your roles.
Well, I do mechanics, and that's one of the jobs
Mm-hmm.
up here.
Mm-hmm.
There's also people who do 3D printing and
Right. And most of the robot was printed through our 3D printers, am I correct?
yeah.
Now, that played a role in the weight of the robot. Someone tell me how we've lost some weight from what I hear.
So using plastic makes us much lighter. Because like last year we used like full metal, and that can encounter weight problems.
Right.
And it's easier to fix a robot to add more weight to it than it is to make it lose more weight to it, because you can just add like barbells and stuff on at the end. That makes it a lot easier because like we have a certain weight limit.
Good. All right. So what other roles do we have?
Well, here we have one of our programmers right here.
Great.
Maybe you want to talk about the website that you set up for us, Gabe? That's one of our guys too, our webmaster.
That's our own website.
Yeah, so I also program. I just made a new website for our robotics team. It's vernonrobotics.com, and I just uploaded a video of the robot working on there. You can go check it out right now. It's really great. Yeah.
Good. All right. So we find ourselves before the competition. What are the big pitfalls? What are we worried about come Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Come on. What keeps us up at night?
Well, we haven't we haven't like tested our robot with all like parts
Right.
together.
Although I
yet.
did see a video of the test that you did in the shop area, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and when the final ball went through, everybody celebrated and
Yeah.
it was
that
great
was cool.
high-fiving, yes?
Excellent, yep.
All right, so we know it works.
So we've tested all of the components separately. It's now kind of like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We like the bread, the peanut butter, and the jelly. We gotta put it together and eat it. But you tell me what happened last night that made us all cringe. Who was here for that?
I was here for that.
I think Alex was here for that.
Yes.
What happened?
Alex, what happened?
The solenoid holder broke.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so plastic is great in that we can print it, but sometimes you hear this terrible cracking sound, akin to when you drop a calculator and the math teacher starts to die inside, and that keeps me up at night. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, for me, people have been working on this for months, and at the end of each match, we have to climb a rope
Yeah.
above the ground and trust that it's all gonna work.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, it's gonna crash to the ground, and that's the part that keeps me up. I
Right.
don't want this to break.
Gravity always bringing you down.
What keeps me up is usually something small someplace
Yes.
is becoming a big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
And I used to do robots already in the 70s and 80s.
Uh-huh.
And we had a saying in the robotics shop, it works great on the bench, but will it work on the robot?
Yeah.
So you never know until you put it all together and are in the real life condition if it's going to work. So that's what I'm...
For those that have never seen a robotics competition, the one last thing I want to say to all of you is it is one of the most exciting sporting events I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Not only because of the lights and the sound and the action, but also the crowd that's there. Everyone's so fully committed to this poor thing working in a ring and rooting for it that there are mascots, there are people dressed up, there's people waving flags there. So to our folks who have never been to a robotics competition, if you're looking for that one event that you can go to where the Vernon Vikings are exciting, crazed, outrageous, and they usually have food there, this Saturday and Sunday and Friday at Mount Olive, and then we move to another competition in Tabernacle, New Jersey.
Tabernacle, New Jersey, Seneca
Okay.
High School. Yes.
Right, and as our team progresses, of course, we can move to regionals
Yep.
and states and championships, right?
Yep.
Including
All
a
goes
global
well.
championship. So here's to 1989, our robot, the robotics team, which is filled with fabulous people who are all going to have jobs later on in their life, and the excitement of the robotics program. So come see us.
Yes, we stated with the robotics team, there's amazing things happening all over the district. So let's take a look. But happy March, everyone. Let's celebrate the springtime and the great weather we're having. A wonderful picture here of Chief Young, who is doing the Read Across America with the students from Rolling Hills. Great job, Chief. Thank you for all the volunteers who came in and read to our students throughout the district. We truly appreciate it. Kyle Hayes is the state champion in Grand Slalom, Giant Slalom, and Slalom. Once again, Kyle, congratulations on the second year in a row. You are a star. Congratulations to the boys team that won the state championship. Cannot say enough about these great athletes and amazing, amazing people. Speaking of amazing people, early morning volunteers at Cedar Mountain, they're planning for a sensory playground. So they're coming in the morning to work on that project under the leadership of Edwina Piszczak. These are all the folks that teach in that school, and they're working on that program. Thank you very much, folks, for working very hard for our children. Ryan Lawley, what a star. He's going to Scranton U. He signed his letter of intent. His family was there along with his coaches and, of course, Mr. Foley. Congratulations, Ryan, on a great career here at Vernon Township High School. We will miss you and all your athletic accomplishments. You just met them, and that's what the robot looks like when it's all together. And the key piece, of course, is making sure it stays all together during the competition. Again, if you have a chance to go see this in Mount Olive, it is an amazing experience. And I say that as someone who is not fully versed in robotics, but it is an amazing competition. And this machine will throw balls through a giant hoop, and it will also have a rope at the end of it that actually carries the robot up a steep hill and then back down again. It was designed by our kids. We were talking a little bit about the weight. It has gone from 125 pounds to over 75 pounds, or just over 75 pounds, because they basically designed it from scratch. For anybody who does any kind of engineering, look at all the pieces that were done with 3D printers in the school by our students, and that's why they have spent countless hours here working on this robot. To catch you up a little bit about last month, we had Valentine's Day at Walnut Ridge, and I didn't want a time to go by where we were doing a podcast where you didn't see these great photographs. There was an ice cream social, as well as doing crafts with parents. A wonderful time was had by all. Speaking of wonderful, Martina Brich once again was first in the state in the giant slalom. Congratulations, Martina. You are some kind of athlete. We are so proud of you. Senior night for boys, boys basketball. One of the great things that Mr. Foley has brought about is, of course, not only honoring the parents who have spent years in gyms watching their children play basketball, and all those late nights and times where they were on traveling teams. But also Mr. Foley's introduced the giant posters of the senior athletes, and you really get a sense of big-time athletics when you go to a senior night for boys basketball or any of the other senior nights. And there are the seniors with their coaches. Congratulations, coaches, on a fine season, and congratulations, boys, on a wonderful 4 years here at Vernon Township High School. We appreciate all that you have done. The play is next weekend, my favorite year. It's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next weekend. You know that plays here at the high school are phenomenons, in which we have packed houses, brilliant young people, a great pit orchestra, and a really professional, wonderful time to be had by all. So don't miss the play. Miss McAloney's counting on us to get out there and support the play next weekend. Speaking of supporting, the Vernon PAL, who is very good to us, oftentimes wants to make sure that we have this relationship between the schools and the PAL, because our students are all connected. And therefore, the PAL is showing the movie Frozen 2 on March 27th at 7 o'clock. It's free. So it's a family-friendly movie. It beats the winter blues. You can come in your pajamas. Please come with your family and enjoy Frozen 2 with the PAL.
Go Vikings!
VernonRobotics.com. Donate now.